All right, Jerry Mason, the Kickin Lawyer. We're live again for another Law Talk. I am, it feels weird because we hadn't been live in a while. We had a pre-recorded one last week, so it feels weird to do a podcast. But anyway, thanks as always for watching. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe to the content. We're available on all social media platforms, all podcast platforms. And we appreciate your comments and attention and sharing and all that. We're also available on TikTok. Don't forget to follow the Kickin Lawyer. Josh does all the dances over there. It's a lot of fun.
All the dances.
N.A. the Band's album Inside My Head is out and available now on all wherever you listen to music, Spotify, iTunes, and it's free. That's a big thing, so help those guys out. Michelle Allen's a longtime sponsor of our show. If you're buying, selling, renting, leasing real estate, she'd be glad to help you out. Just visit Michelle Allen, and she'll get you hooked up. High Octane Martial Arts has been in Covington for 30 years, and we just opened a location in Millington, Tennessee. You visit masonsmartialarts.com, and we'll get you kicking like the Kickin Lawyer there. Masonite Digital Marketing, Josh will be glad to help you with your online, social media, branding, etc. Just visit masonitedigitalmarketing.com. He's got a drone and stuff. It's really cool. And I'm excited today about my guest because it's Mr. Johnathon Bigham and John Wood. I got it right.
That's right.
And they're with the DeSoto County Ghostbusters. How are you guys doing?
We're doing okay, Jerry. That's right. We want to talk right now. We want to talk really fast and really clear because we got all our words to say and you need to listen up. We're talking about a PKE crossover event that's going to be immeasurable, happening right down the street because that is where it is Spook Central. I'm sorry. I had to channel my inner Ackroyd there to get things going. We are here. That's exactly the response I expected to. We are here to try and promote the DeSoto County Ghostbusters because we are a 501c3 nonprofit agency that goes around. We do events. We dress up in our uniforms. We cater to anybody that wants the Ghostbusters to show up. And one of the proudest things that we have is Ecto 17. That is our vehicle. And I believe we have a graphic. There we are. Ecto 17. It's a beautiful car. We converted it over a few years back. And it is the life of the party whenever we show up. But right now, it's sick. And we are trying to raise awareness because we are trying to raise some money to get it fixed and make it is drivable right now, but we're trying to make it better. And, you know, everything, when things aren't as good as they could be, then it doesn't look as good. And we want to make sure that it looks as best that it can. So that's what we're here for. And Mr. Bigham here, he's been with the group a lot longer than I have. So I'm going to let him talk a little bit about the DeSoto County Ghostbusters.
Nice. Oh, wow, man. You said so much so quick.
He did it was so fast.
Yeah, I've spent too much time around these nuclear particle accelerators, so I can't
you can't. See, I wish OEC might want in front of mine. They've got actual Ghostbuster proton packs. Is
that's
that right?
Right. That's right.
Yes. See, I know my lingo. So, yeah, tell us, Mr. You go by Jonathan or do you cut John or you care?
Most everybody just calls me Bigham.
Okay, Bigham.
So, yeah.
All right, well, Mr. Bigham, now you're a nonprofit.
Yes, sir.
So, and I know because you guys have been great for us. You've come to multiple events that Josh and I have done, Covington Comic-Con, movie stuff we've done. You've always been amazing and supportive of our local area here, even in Tipton County. So I'm going to give you a check before you leave, okay? From the Kickin Lawyer. Oh, don't worry. There's not a bunch of zeros, but I'll give you a check.
We can add those later. Don't worry. We can
okay.
we can take care of that in post.
I had told Corey I would do it, and honestly, I forgot till y'all were on here, so I'll do it before you leave. But I want the people watching at home to know that even though it's DeSoto County, obviously you do a lot of good stuff for and you'll go into that in a second on what you guys do. But I want to say that on behalf of people here in Tipton County, y'all have been great. You come, and the kids have gotten to do pictures with the car. You're always of all the people we have come, I would say your group is always the most cheerful and excited and in character, and the kids love it.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, I didn't mean to steal thunder, but tell us about the group and what you guys do.
So we started a few years back. I think, John.
You get a dangly mic.
I got a dangly mic. I'm sorry. We'll
that happens when you get older.
So anyways, we started a few years back and trying to help the community. And I say help, we want to be a part of the community and do things and try to do as much good as we can. And we just, we want to be out there so everybody can see us. So we've been doing a couple of events, Toys for Tots. We do that. We got into, I think, a little bit of the Ronald McDonald House stuff too, didn't we?
That's a new one on me. I wasn't aware of the Ronald McDonald House.
We were trying to do something. Maybe it just didn't get off the ground. I know the Toys for Tots. When we originally started, we had a sound system and we were standing at the corner of the Airways and 302, and pretty much just dancing, and people would pull up and dance with us, and we had the Ghostbuster soundtrack going, and we just raised money, and We had one of the radio stations that came by and helped us. And anyways, but we just raised a whole bunch of toys, mainly bicycles. I remember we had a whole bunch of bicycles. But one of the big things is that we're going to be out at Cedar Hill Farms. And so that's going to start at the end. I believe it's at the end of this month.
Yes, absolutely.
Weekend. Yeah.
For the people that don't know, Cedar Hill Farms is very similar to many other setups that pop up in the area, where they are a large farm. They're a farm year round, but during the Halloween season, they open up their farm and they do the haunted trails. They do hay rides. They have people dress up in costumes. A couple of people that have been on here. I just went blank on his name, Corey, but the other one, Dylan, also dresses
Sarah's,
up. That's right.
Fiance,
yes,
yeah.
Dylan dresses up as Michael Myers or the scary white Terrifier. Thank you, Josh. Yes.
Art the Clown.
Art the Clown. Yes.
Dylan will kill me if I don't get that right.
And then we pull up in Ecto. We pull up in the middle. They serve hot dogs and have full popcorn and all sorts of. It's a great facility, and everybody loves seeing us. One of the things we try to do as often as we can every year for Christmas also is we drive through a lot of the parades that people have. And one of the things that I love, and it just touches me every time it happens, we had this DeSoto County, it's Hernando's parade, Christmas parade last year, or the year before. And we had Corey's son dress up as Stay Puft. We have a Stay Puft Marshmallow costume. And we would drive around a corner, and everybody would see the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and everybody would see the car, and they would light up. Corey and I were on these sides, and they couldn't even, they didn't even batter. They didn't care if we were there. They didn't care, no. But they loved the car, and everybody, I've never seen anybody not like the Ghostbusters. I've only had one negative experience through all the years that I've ever been a part of the group, and I can't say that about much of anything these days. Everybody loves seeing us. Everybody loves seeing the car. Everybody lights up, brings back good memories. How can you not want to be a part of that? And just that actually is a great segue, because we are looking to also recruit. We are a few people at the moment. We would love to build up our numbers, because the more people that we have means the more events that we can do. And one of the biggest events we do is kids' birthday parties. So if you are a parent out there who has a child that has fallen in love with Ghostbusters like we have since the 80s, you can actually book us to come out, and we can make a personal appearance for your child at their party. And we love that too, because some of those parents, they really, really go overboard. We had a lady that we did a party once, built a 3-tier cake that was about 3 feet high. And the cake was all decorated as a New York skyline with ghosts and slime. And when she cut it open, the cake was green. So the parents have a ball, and the kids love it. We show up, it's just, literally icing on that cake. So it's a great experience.
Nice. Yeah, well, there's a question I'm going to ask you that I think you've already alluded to that I'll get to in a second. But where can people go? I mean, obviously, they Venmo right here, but is there like a website? Where do people go to see the stuff that you guys do?
Sure. The best place, I apologize, Bigham, go ahead.
No, you're good.
The best place usually is our Facebook page. We are listed as DeSoto County Ghostbusters on Facebook, and the majority of our communication with the public does go through Facebook. We just find it easier that way, and usually one of us is monitoring what's going on so we can respond back, and we've just found that works best for us. We have recently started a X, formerly Twitter account, and we haven't had too much to put up on there, but we are getting more and more pieces to put up on X, formerly Twitter. And so we're trying to keep relevant and keep current with the growing community just the best we can. But yes, the Venmo, thank you very much, Josh. If you want to scan the QR code and send us some money, we would certainly appreciate it, because like we said, we're trying to get Ecto, and that's the biggest reason that we're here.
How, I don't know if you know, but how much to fix it?
The last estimate we had was around $3,000.
What's wrong with it?
It has.
It's got slime.
What's
in it.
not wrong with it?
We had a Class 4 free floating vapor that we had to go after one day, and we think he may have done something to it. Slimer has a tendency to mess with the car a little bit too. But the last time we got it checked out, we found out that the engine overheated, and we found out that it's an aluminum block. And yes, those two don't work well together. And we have got to get some serious work done on it. The engine itself is the primary problem, but we've also decked it out with all sorts of good stuff, like the picture. If Josh, could you bring the picture back up?
Yep. 1 sec.
We have actually decorated it ourselves. We've built the props. We have one of the members named Jack has gone and he did the majority of the work on the car. We've got the billboards on the LCD billboards on the side, and light up. Everybody sees it. Even when we're driving down the road, people will honk at us and try and take pictures while we're driving down the road. But every time we show up, people are like, "Hey, we saw the car the other day," and they love the car, and that's our primary tool. Everybody knows that when they see the car, they know the Ghostbusters are on the job.
Well, man, I've known y'all for a while. Well, more specifically, you and Corey.
Yes,
and
sir.
then there was one other dude that I had who was fine too. But all the ones, all of you that I've met are just good people, and like y'all are adults like me who enjoy still sometimes feeling like a kid, and that you can you can dress up and play and stuff, because we do the Covington Comic-Con and got all into that,
Right.
But it's for a good cause too. Like, I have seen how the children light up. When we had the Comic-Con a few weeks ago, Corey was here, and I think it was his wife maybe that
Amanda,
dressed
yep.
up as the Stay Puft.
Yep.
And then you got the big, is it Gozer, that big giant poster, if I got the right Gozer?
That is actually Vigo.
Vigo, I'm sorry,
Yes.
my bad. Yeah, Vigo, which is cool. It's super cool. And yeah, I agree that when the car's there, it just sets everything off. But y'all do a great job either way. So I see the value in not even birthday party appearances, but the good things you do where you go and some of these kids that don't have a lot of hope get to see you and have some fun.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I think that's a good thing. So anyway, it's a good cause. Y'all are good folks, and unlike a lot of people that are asking for, and y'all don't normally ask for money. Every time that I've had any of you on, you don't. But I get that this is a point where you got to have some, you got to get some stuff.
And that is
rolling.
That is true, because one of the things we pride ourselves is we're humble. We're very humble. I know this guy. If you don't ask him questions, most of the time he's usually just sitting back, just thinking things and not saying anything. But Bigham's one of my favorite people in the group, because anytime he shows up, it's going to be a good time and everybody's going to have fun. But yes, this is one of the rarities, because that's the situation we're in. We want Ecto to be drivable and usable, and we want to be able to be there in full capacity. We can show up in the uniforms with our packs and everything, and we've done that before, but without the car, it's just not as good. It's the little luster that is missing that we want to make sure happens.
Well, I would have to help you because your G-Shock is white and bigger than mine. So I've got an old school small one, and he's got the full size. So.
I think you inspired me, because the last time I was here, I don't think I had that, and when I saw you had it, it's like, I kind of like that.
G-Shocks are not expensive, and people they sleep on them. G-Shocks are nice. So I'm going to ask both you guys a question. Your watch is more expensive than these. I mean, you get a G-Shock for like $80 sometimes. Anyway, this is a question you sort of alluded to, and this is for both of you.
Okay.
So, favorite Ghostbuster, and why?
That is a good question.
Man, y'all been talking so much. Josh, what about you? Who's your favorite?
Probably Venkman. I mean,
Yeah, me
too.
I gotta go with the easy answer.
That's my favorite.
Well,
too.
Venkman, if you are big Ghostbuster fans like we are, Bigham, Jack, Corey, Amanda, even Amanda is a big fan. You study a lot of the background and what went into the movie, the first movie.
He's fixing to give us a Kirk. It's going to be a Captain Kirk thing.
I don't know what you're talking about. I
No,
don't
I
care
know.
at all.
Go ahead. I know what you're going to say. Go ahead.
Well, when they wrote the script, they had each person representing a different aspect of the group, and when they did the part in the movie where he says, here is Dan Aykroyd's character, the heart of the Ghostbusters. He really was the heart of the Ghostbusters, because he was the motivation behind it. And Spengler was the brain, and Venkman was the attitude, and Ernie Hudson was he was just the working man. And I think a lot of people, they link into one of those characters because they are so personable and they're so real and they're down to earth for the most part, with the exception of Spengler. Spengler's, we don't know what planet Spengler's from, but yes, I'd have to go with Josh. Venkman was always one of my favorites, just because he was the troublemaker, he was the carouser, he was the ladies' man, but at the same time, he was also kind of the creepy guy. You wanted to make sure didn't spend too much time alone with people.
Yeah.
But I also think I think the other characters played into that when Ray Stantz, Aykroyd's character, they look to Venkman to kind of be the venting for the way they're all feeling, but they don't want to express it. So it worked out.
I'm going to throw a curveball at you. I'm going to go with Stay Puft. Yeah, that's
Your favorite Ghostbuster is Stay Puft?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go elaborate.
Does that
Go on
fit the
one.
criteria?
He's just my favorite character.
Now, why is that?
Man, being a kid, being little, and like I went the first time I saw it, my uncle took me, and we went to the summer drive-in, and I saw it there, and it scared the mess out of me. And I'm like, wow, that just looks so creepy.
Yeah, I remember it scaring me too.
And,
Yes.
and man, he just looks so happy.
Oh
though.
yeah.
I tell you, the scariest one to me in the first movie was the librarian monster or ghost. The way she turned, because I didn't. I was a
wow.
little kid, and when
Yeah.
she turned and got all, and they took off.
Yes.
Yeah. That was. I remember being that was scary.
That was the clincher. That was a real clincher because they did that. I believe they did that to grab people's attention. And after that, you're just kind of like everything else is silly. But when the ghosts all come out, instead of being like, oh my goodness, you've already been to that point because of the initial scare. So that was a good jump scare, and still one of my favorite jump scares of all time.
Yeah, that whole movie had parts that hindsight. It was well done.
Oh, yeah.
It holds up even nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's parts of it, like even the when Sigourney Weaver's character becomes what does she become? The
Devil Dog.
the devil dog stuff like that was scary. Like it's these characters that are sort of childlike or relatable, and then all of a sudden it was a horror movie to some degree.
Yep.
So
Yep. There were definite horror aspects, and that was one of the things that Aykroyd was actually disappointed with when they did the movie, was because when he wrote the script was like 3 inches thick and huge, and had time travel, and they were going to different dimensions and things like that. So what they whittled it down to, what we finally got in the final version, was actually really, really well done, considering all the other stuff we didn't get to see. And who knows what would have happened if Aykroyd had his way. Even Ecto would have been purple and black. That was the original design.
what did y'all think about the sequel movies? I mean, obviously you probably like Ghostbusters too, but what about the one where they had the women comedians? We don't talk about that one.
Oh, I got you.
Okay.
Okay.
Now,
What about the new one they just did?
Okay, hold on. Before we go on to Afterlife,
Okay.
I want to express I had nothing wrong with the women. I thought the women did a great job. It had no effect on me. I'm not sexist. And everybody was kind of like, you didn't like it because of the women. No. I didn't like it because it was a horrible movie.
I agree.
The whole dance sequence, that part threw me completely. Yeah. And when you have Thor playing the idiot, it's like, not so much. Even because in my mind, they took everything and made the role reversed. And instead of 4 guys, you had 4 women. And instead of having the woman receptionist, you had the male receptionist, which was great. I thought Janine was awesome. Annie Potts has always had a special place in my heart. But when they put Thor in the place of Annie, it was like, he wasn't supposed to be stupid. And he was dingy. And he wasn't supposed to be dingy.
I don't even remember him in it.
Yeah, see?
No, I barely remember. I know I saw it, and I knew I didn't like it, and I was very disappointed.
Yeah.
But it was because it was a bad movie. I
It
agree.
was a bad
I don't think
movie.
it had anything to do with them. Because you look at that Afterlife, it felt like the first one to me.
yeah.
I enjoyed
thought
it.
Afterlife was actually my favorite of all of them because it felt kind of more like a Spielberg film to me. And so, it's an unpopular opinion, I think, but I liked it better than the first 2 Ghostbusters.
I will tell you, when Afterlife came out, I had the opportunity to see it 3 times. And the first time we went as a group, that was so much fun. We went as a group, dressed up, and saw it in a regular screen theater. Then I got to see it on IMAX. And I had a lot of fun seeing it on IMAX because I knew where everything was happening, and I was able to look at the details. And on IMAX, you see everything. So I was able to look away from where the main action was, and I was seeing nods to the original movie everywhere.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite ones was in the opening scene of the original Ghostbusters. They panned down the door to Venkman's office, and it said, "Burn in hell, Venkman." And there's a maid service hanger on the doorknob. In Spengler's lab underground, when they're doing a slow pan across his room, the tag is hanging on the door. The tag is on one of the doors of his locker. And it's just little nods like that. There's even a Post-it note on the monitor of the sheriff's screen that had a nod to the original movie. And it's one of those things that's just, when people go to that much detail, like Jason Reitman did, he's the one that directed it. That's Ivan Reitman's son, who is the original director. And that was one of the reasons that he wanted to do it so well, because he wanted to make sure his father was proud of his work. So yes, it was a family tradition, if you want to look at it that way. And I'm really happy that Ivan got to see it before he passed, and he said he was very happy with what they did.
And you know they're doing a
I was
sequel
fixing to say, aren't they doing another
follow-up.
one?
Yeah.
Yep, Ghostbusters Firehouse. I'm not sure of the release date. Did you?
Is
get
it the same cast?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a sequel.
Everybody's coming back, from what I've been told. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, so they're going to bring those female Ghostbusters from the other movie in, right?
Sure.
Hey, if he directs it, it could be good.
There you go. That was something they never made any reference to in Afterlife. But I will
It's
tell
a
you,
different universe.
It's
It's
a-
not canon.
oh, okay. Are we going that way? Okay.
Yeah, no, because it had the
Multiverse.
I think it was 2016 when that.
2016,
came out,
that's right,
and,
yeah.
it had the cameos from the other actors, but they were playing different characters.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So since we got this stuff sitting here, why don't you tell us about the equipment that you use?
I'll let Mr. Bigham take care of
okay.
that.
Well, first off, they're unlicensed.
That's right.
Nuclear particle accelerators.
I appreciate you bringing those in.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It took a lot of permits to get it here. So, yeah. So that's our proton packs.
Are they?
man.
Are
That's
they?
a-
I'm just curious, like, because they look similar, very almost the same. Is there like a design that somehow you locate to make them like as close as you can get, or
Man, when you need Jack here, like Jack is the man.
Well, okay. So to be honest, these are pre-made. These are pre-produced.
Okay.
We bought
that's
these.
why they look alike?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
We bought these at. I won't give the name away, but we bought these at a local Halloween supply store.
Really?
Yes.
Well, they look good.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, I'm not the trained eye, obviously, but
We do have actual packs that Jack, or what Bigham was talking about. We have a gentleman named Jack who is really, really creative with a lot of different materials, which is pretty much how they did the first movie too. But yes, the packs, we have real packs that we carry in Ecto, and some of them are made of real metal and machined aluminum, things
real
like that.
nuclear waste and everything.
Yeah. We don't talk about that.
Oopsies.
But we also have a couple that have mostly foam parts, mostly plastic, like these are plastic. But we go through and we decorate them a little bit to make them look a little more authentic. And even Kenner, about a year and a half ago, went through and released a full-size pack with everything, and they call it the Has pack? Oh, you don't know about that? Okay. But the pack was released after the Neutrona wand, which is the device that they carry in the hands. And we have a raffle that's going on right now and on Facebook for one of those Neutrona wands. So if you check into our website, the DeSoto County Ghostbusters on Facebook, there is a raffle that you could submit your name for, along with a small fee, to see if you could win one of, they call them the Spengler wands, Spengler Neutrona wand. And it's a mate to the HasLabs proton pack that they designed. And the HasLabs pack is a full-size replica, and they went through great lengths to make it look as authentic as possible. It even has pieces that come off. It has a mode for 1984 and a mode for Afterlife, so you can get sound effects from 1984, or if you like the sound effects from 85 or from Afterlife, you can go that route. It's a really nice prop that a lot of people went in and got on, even though it was like $450 when it came out. But a couple of us picked up one, and they carry it with us during the events that we do.
Well, you guys have been giving stuff away too, raffling off and on for a while. I've seen it on the Facebook, and then I know Corey did one or two at the Comic-Con.
Right.
So you regularly have stuff like that people could get, collectibles and stuff.
Absolutely.
It's cool.
Yeah, you've got Corey and David Haley.
So what do y'all do when you're not Ghostbusters? I kind of know John's answer, but I haven't talked to you, Bigham,
So the short and sweet answer, there's two of them. I have a lawn service, and then I'm the director of search and rescue operations for our sheriff's department down there in DeSoto County.
yeah.
So,
You look familiar that way. You know, I was a cop for 12 years.
Really?
How long you been there?
we're fixing around 19 years.
Okay, then I may have run across you then.
Yeah.
I was a SWAT guy with Tipton County, and so I was on SWAT about 7 years, and we would do co-ops with. We did training with a lot of. We know how it works, and then I remember there being DeSoto County guys come through. I don't know. I'm just you look familiar, and I thought you were a cop when I saw you. Yeah. Cops have the look, you know.
I had that fuzzy face.
People still think that I'm a cop, and they don't. I had one guy that I arrested years ago who come in to hire me, And I actually am part of the reason he was in prison. And I thought he didn't recognize me because I'm older. But I said when we were in here, I was like, do you remember me? And he was like, oh, yeah, I remember you. He said, I deserved that butt whooping you gave me. And I was like, okay. He said I treated him right, and he figured I would do good for him now. So he hired us. But anyway.
There you go.
Yeah. But they still think I'm a cop. They think I'm a traitor or something somehow. Both sides.
By the way, Dylan Scott has entered the chat. He said, "Bunch of nerds."
Yeah. Well,
Yes,
that's accurate.
absolutely. We are proud of
I
that
was gonna say
too.
you'd fit in with us.
Absolutely.
Hey, you were talking about you were the SWAT guy, and so I'm the nerd. Like I'm. The,
I'm a nerd too.
I'm the IT, whatever, however you want to say it. Like I'm
a nerd that got put in martial arts when I was 6. That's what happened.
Okay.
I would have been, the nerdiest of the nerd, like with no confidence and probably living in the basement, the whole thing.
Oh no,
right?
that wasn't me. I was the nerd that couldn't afford anything, so I had a
Yep,
VHS
yep.
player, and we had Ghostbusters.
That's right.
And so that's it.
And I remembered you were talking about going to the summer drive-in. We used to go to the Millington drive-in. There was actually a Covington drive-in years and years ago, but I don't really remember it. And I thought I might have seen Ghostbusters on the drive-in. I can't remember. But I do remember watching it for the first time and being afraid. I remember seeing it and being scared of the library ghost and then sort of scared during it.
Wasn't there a drive-in at on 61 at one time?
51?
61.
61. I don't
Highway
know.
61.
So I've always lived here, so we would go to Millington and occasionally we'll shop in Memphis, but we would go to the regular theater. I don't really remember doing drive-ins.
See, I grew up in West Memphis.
Yeah,
and
represent.
we had one movie theater at 2 screens, and I don't know if I ever saw Ghostbusters there because I saw it. Fortunately, my parents took me to the theater in Florida when we were on vacation, and that's when the movie hit, was a summer blockbuster, and I got to see it not here.
So you're on a beach vacation and you go.
Yes,
Hey,
absolutely.
you say that, but last time my wife and I went to Vegas, the first thing we did was go see a movie in Vegas.
Me too.
We went to see. That's right.
We saw Mission Impossible.
Oh, but that was in the digital. That was what did they call
We
that?
saw it in the D box.
D box. Oh my gosh, have you done that yet?
Oh, yes,
Oh,
I did do it.
Lord.
We did it with Shang-Chi.
Oh, my.
Shang-Chi.
Well, no, so the one you did-
Shang-Chi and the Magic
Shang-Chi.
Ring.
Yeah.
And it was like being in a roller coaster.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's exactly how I felt.
I
too.
didn't like it. I thought it was distracting.
Well, the
I
one
couldn't
you
pay
did,
attention.
Jerry, was slightly different. You did 4DX,
Yeah.
which is slightly. It does a bunch of extra stuff. Like
It
I think.
sprays you
Yeah.
and
Oh.
swings you around, and
We didn't get sprayed, did
it's
we?
like
No,
a roller
no,
I
coaster.
don't remember that. No.
Yeah.
But we went.
I didn't enjoy it.
We saw Mission Impossible, and I'm really glad we went to see Mission Impossible because our original plan was to go see Oppenheimer. It's like seeing Oppenheimer in those seats would kind of be wasted. But
Yeah. Yeah, no, we were laughing the whole time as we went with another couple to see that movie. And I thought 4DX, I thought it was like IMAX Overdrive or something. I didn't know. But no, they're literally like roller coaster seats.
Yep.
And it swings you around and it squirts you and sprays you and blows a fan on you and shocks you, like all kinds of stuff.
okay. We didn't get shocked.
No, we just had the moving around.
We just had the
I
moving.
just noticed that Vincent jumped on here and he reminded me of something. So I do want to say real quick, everybody who donated this weekend, I did the 310 pull-up challenge to stop soldier suicide. And I raised my target was $200 and we raised a little over $200. So thanks everybody that donated. I got proof. My hands
Congratulations.
are all blistered up.
Yeah, I saw the pictures
From doing
Yeah.
I don't think they intended for the person to actually do 310
In a
a
row?
but I was like, it's a good challenge. So I
Right.
did sets of 5, and it was terrible technique, and I knew it was, but I was getting it done. But I'm going to tell you now, I'm so sore. My lats, I can literally feel the insertion on my lats.
Oh.
It's so sore up and down in my biceps. But it was a good workout. I enjoyed it. I told my wife I was going to start doing it like once a month. It was that good. But anyway, thank you. I know Vincent donated and some other folks. I really appreciate
Thank you,
that
Vincent.
donating and helping me reach
Thank
that
you,
goal.
Dylan.
And if you're interested in being continuing to be generous, Josh is going to throw up there how you can help these guys, the DeSoto County Ghostbusters, raise money. They're trying to repair the Ecto 17.
That's right. There you
Ecto
go.
17. I told them I'd give them a little money, and maybe you guys can give them some money. They've always been, I mean, they do great things all around the Mid-South, but I can say specifically in our area that they have come up here, never charged us anything, and been great sports, stood out there and sweated in these outfits, and just always been great for the kids and the community, and we really appreciate that you guys come up there.
Well, thank you, Jerry. I appreciate that too. And yes, you're right. Last year, I didn't get to make it up to Covington Comic Con this year. But last year, I remember we were Corey and I were up here by ourselves, and we spent 6 hours out there, and we were taking turns because it was blistering hot outside, and somehow or another they got that place so freezing cold last year. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So yes.
Well, I just want you to know it's appreciated.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Y'all do good stuff.
We do it out of love. I mean, it really is out of love, and the people that we do it with are some of the best people that I've met, because it's pro bono in your terms. We go out there, we do everything. We don't get paid for it. We bring our own water, but we don't get paid for the events, and it's so much fun to see all these children light up, and that's one of the things that keeps driving me and makes me want to be a better person and even be a better Ghostbuster. So
nice.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you tell them, Mr. Bigham, since your buddy over here likes to talk, why don't you tell them one more time how to find you, get a hold of you, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so we have a Facebook page, DeSoto County Ghostbusters. I mean, even if you just put us in the search bar, you'll find us, and you can see everything that we're doing. We've got the.
How do they apply to be a Ghostbuster? Because you said you're recruiting. What would they need to do? Is there an application process, or just message you
on our Facebook? Don't we?
Yes, we do have an application. It does require a background check because we are a 501c3.
Mm-hmm.
We have to vet everyone that comes into the group.
Yeah.
But yes,
and we definitely have to do that. We have to take that precaution. I mean, we're around so many kids and families. It is what it is. So, but we're looking for people just like us. We're looking for the nerds, and
That's right.
the folks that their families will let them get out and go do stuff and just have fun. And that's what we're about. And something we were talking about earlier about the organizations that we've helped or whatever. We did Make-A-Wish too for a while.
That's right.
I don't remember us doing one last year, but I remember I think it was Center Hill Elementary asked us to present a Disney package, and I
missed out on that.
It's on our Facebook. If you go back maybe 2 years ago through our Facebook, we pulled up in Ecto 17, siren blaring and everything. All the school was outside just waiting, and they're cheering, and we walked out and. This little guy came out and we said, "Man, you saved the day. We're here to help you. Thank you for what you've done." And we presented him with a package to the school raised money for him to go to Disney, and he was extremely excited. But man, our hearts melted. It was great.
Yeah, that's. I've been to I think it was St. Jude. It was St. Jude or Le Bonheur, and that's rough.
As yourself or Budget Batman?
No. So the Budget Batman thing for me is pretty new. I honestly, you've known me for a while,
Yes, sir.
and you know my personality. And everybody around here, most people think that I'm arrogant. I think they think it's confidence. It's not. You're not lying if what you say is the truth. Anyway, so I don't brag about being good at everything, just the things that I'm good at. But anyway,
Wow. I'm sorry, I have to get out of the way of the ego there.
Yeah. But I'll be honest, the cosplaying thing I always wanted to do, but I was afraid of. Mm-hmm. And so the way I got the Budget Batman thing was really a joke through this martial arts deal we're in. And anyway, long story short, I enjoy it. I did it this weekend. I went and made an appearance. It was Batman Day, National Batman Day. And I went to Centerpoint Games and Comics in Millington. They asked me to come, and I was Budget Batman. So now it's still a little different because I'm not serious about it. I mean, I'm making fun of myself.
We're not serious either.
Not serious at all.
No.
Yeah,
No.
But I mean, honestly, I think as adult, I think it's important to do that. You'll have fun, and it's something that broadens your life experience too.
Oh, absolutely.
It's fun. I think everybody deep down inside would enjoy being able to perform in front of people to some degree. And being a Ghostbuster to me, I'm in tights, doing that. So a Ghostbuster, you can wear coveralls. It's not so bad.
No, that's the Adam West
suit.
version. What's that?
It's a flight suit.
It is a flight suit.
Let's be
That's
serious,
right, yes.
guys. It's a flight suit.
It is a flight suit.
I apologize. It's a nice flight suit.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks, gentlemen, for being on with us today. One more time, Josh, throw it up. If people want to donate to them, they can check that out. Just go to DeSoto County Ghostbusters, their Facebook page, if you don't want to do Venmo or whatever, and you can figure out how to either become a Ghostbuster or donate to the Ghostbusters. And then, obviously, for us, I want to thank you for always following our content, watching us. I will say that this is going to be one of the last live ones for a while. I'm trying to simplify my life a little bit. And as soon as I say that, I'm going to open 4 more businesses. But because I'm opening another business this next month, I've decided that we won't do live law talks all the time. We'll still occasionally do them, but they're probably going to be pre-recorded. But we do appreciate you guys that watch us every week and share the content and stuff. NA the Band's album is available. It is free. It's Inside My Head. It's available on iTunes, Spotify, etc. They're local guys. Again, you can help them. It's for completely free. Just download the album for them. And then I want to thank Michelle Allen. She's been a sponsor of the show for a long time. If you're buying, selling, renting, leasing real estate, she'd be glad to help you out. She's also a good contact in the community for things that are going on. She's on the chamber with me, Chamber of Commerce. And then High Octane Martial Arts has been in Covington for 30 years, and we just opened a second location in Millington. You can visit masonsmartialarts.com. We've got 30-year specials going on right now. You can sign up for $30, and you can kick like me. It'd be great. And then Masonite Digital Marketing. Josh will help you with your branding, your social media marketing, your website design, your commercials, all that stuff. Just visit masonitemarketing.com. Now, again, we'll see you next week. Not live, but we'll be here next week. Thanks for watching. Keep kicking. Thanks for watching, guys. Just remember that this is not legal advice or investment advice or business advice. This is for fun and entertainment purposes only.